My name is Quinn Redeker. So right now we're up here in Folsom. My official title, and the reason I'm here in the Folsom Police Motor Competition, is I work for BMW North America in their authority branch. So I'm the national brand ambassador for BMW.
I heard the announcer saying that BMW is coming out with a brand new bike specifically designed for motor officers. Is that correct?
Yeah, so every few years there's a new iteration, an evolution of models. In 2024, BMW launched a whole new platform for their GS, and then typically about a year later or so, since this is a similar platform, it trickles down into the RTP, which is the police model for BMW. So in this case, this bike is at 2023. In 2025, you're going to have all that trickle down technology that was in the GSA will move its way into the RTP.
What are some of the things that BMW put into the bike that help you specifically in law enforcement?
The thing with BMW that people tend to forget is BMW is a racing company, and it's a racing company from the top down.
Right.
And what that really means is technology works its way into civilian product, right? So this bike is based on what's called an RT, which is a sport touring model, but you'll have things like radial mounted Brembo brakes on this thing. That's right from the track. So they have a lot of technology, twin cam motor technology. This thing's a twin, it's a parallel twin, but it's grunty and it also revs out. Twins typically don't give you both, you get one or the other. So there's technology like that, born out of racing, really tested, works its way into something like this. So from a law enforcement standpoint, we are drag racing this thing every day, chasing speeders. It needs to perform. The less performance I get, the less safety I have.
Understood.
So if you think about it from that standpoint, all that trickle down technology just makes me safer in my job.
What's your favorite part about this bike?
Oof, I would probably say it's flickability. So for the law enforcement style stuff, really we're talking about direction changes. Slow speed, this is first gear. Now when I say first gear, this thing will still do 40 in first gear. So there will be sections on a course where I will wrap it out and I'll hit 40s. It's not first gear 5 miles an hour. We'll get some speed going, but really we're talking about going from one direction to the next and how efficiently can you be on a course to do that, because the slower you are, the more real estate you're eating up. So you're either A, eating the clock, or B, you're not going to make some of these tight patterns. This bike has a ton of ground clearance. Yes, it goes and stops really well. What I love about it is for a bigger, heavier girl, I can flick this thing around quite a bit, and I love.
How do you think some of these skills could help us as everyday riders that you guys are practicing out here?
How does it help civilian riders? At the end of the day, so first of all, let me just say foundationally, skills and judgment are two different worlds.
Okay.
So no amount of skill will trump poor judgment.
Right.
That being said, if you just use good judgment, you want to be better and more proficient on a motorcycle. All this stuff, think about this as more of a cross-training environment. Slow speed, lots of clutch work, counterbalancing, spatial awareness, all those types of things here really play a role in your slow speed process. So as a civilian, when are we going slow? We're going slow in traffic. We're going slow down an alley or pulling into a gas station or in a parking lot or making a tight U-turn. All this stuff will make you super comfortable in an environment like that.
I come out here, watch you guys ride, and I get inspired. Is there something that we could, as new riders or riders out there on the road, that some exercises or drills we could do to practice this stuff on our own?
That's a big question. I own a training company called policemotortraining.com. So you can go on YouTube, Police Motor Training. I have a YouTube page. I think I have almost 100 videos. Now, some of this is more advanced stuff, but there are some foundational things. They're all free. So there are some things as it relates to slow speed skills. You can take a look at that to give you some sort of foothold into what does this world really look like. But I will say this that's cool about it. If you're a track guy or girl, you're a motocross person, look at the accessibility of that. Typically, you need certain equipment, you need a track, and you're talking about 2-hour drive time, 3-hour drive time. With this slow speed skill stuff, we're talking about first gear in any parking lot USA. So from an accessibility standpoint, to really get proficient at this, that's one of the things I love about this. I am a big motocross guy and I love that. I do supermoto and I love that. but that takes planning, time.
Right.
I can open my garage,
Right.
throw on my gear, and go 2 blocks from my house, practice some nice tight figure eights and some techniques, put it in the garage and move on with my day. And I
Right.
got some seat time. As you get more proficient at this, it's very challenging. That doesn't mean it's going to be complicated and necessarily have to take your whole day to do. Huge benefit if this is something you decide, hey, I want to get into it, you'll find that accessibility piece is nice.
What would you say about how many hours of practice would it take?
That question is like saying, how long does it take to run fast?
True.
How fast do you want to run? How much horsepower do I need to make my car go fast? That's a rabbit hole and the road goes on forever. No one's good enough. I keep learning, I keep evolving. I will say that muscle memory, you're looking at thousands of hours, and every time you bite off a new technique, what we're really working on is ingraining that into your process. And if you can do that, then you can bite off the next thing. Where people, I think, struggle is they want to be good fast and they bite off 7, 8 things and they don't do any of it.
Right.
And then they either get hurt or they get disillusioned in the whole process.
If we wanted to track you down, what's your YouTube channel, Instagram, where can we find you?
Yeah, so policemotortraining.com is that's my website. And then Police Motor Training with Quinn Redeker is on YouTube. Also, I have a monthly column in Rider Magazine, Motor School with Quinn Redeker. And I talk about a lot of little technique related things in there, and that's every month, so check that out.
Thank you so much for your time, bud.
Hey, if I can help you, let me know. I'm always a fan of people that are, I don't care what it is, but people that want to carry the water up the hill, whatever your journey is, if I can contribute to that, because it inspires me when people are pushing. Because you know how that is, everybody's going to tell you why you can't, and you're surmounting that and pushing. So.
And I just like to say I just can't do it yet. That's my whole philosophy and that sort of stuff. So I'm just trying to get some more of this stuff out. I want to create this what we call a session-based environment. This is my buddy Mac, by the way. Mac, this is Quinn.
How you doing, bro?
But like when we with each other and push each other to do better. Oh, you can go a little tighter or you can stop a little quicker, because learning doesn't always have to be in a class, and learning can be out just riding your motorcycle, having fun with your friends. And I think if we can bring that perspective, I think we might be able to reach those people that are still needing and looking for education, but a structured class maybe isn't their cup of tea.
You know, for me anyways,
127.
What's your goal?
Yeah.
The why. And I think, so for example, all this stuff, people want to win. And I say, that stuff takes care of itself. I don't know what my time is. I don't know if I win, if I don't. I'm not here to compete against you. I'm here to evolve in my process and learn.
Yeah.
And and if I stay there and stay humble, everyone here can be my teacher. I can learn from everybody.
Yeah,
Versus
so cool, dude.
I'm the master. Now I can only talk to the good guys. And I close myself up to all the potential value collectively that's here. So that's why I'm here. I want to evolve, I want to discover, and I want to have joy in that process. I've been doing this since '09 and competing for years. And we've won enough trophies. If that was the destination, I would have quit year 2. It's like, all right, I'm the best. Now what? But instead, I get to keep learning, and that's fun. So
I keep learning at 56. This is getting tougher. This is tougher.
This is getting harder, right?
Well, yeah, I'm still 127. You know, and then I got a cone because my bike at the thing, like
It was
jumped up and
greasier.
like I was slipping for sure. And you were what, 24?
No, I thought he said I got to win.
That's like advantage. I'm like, I cannot go. In fact, I actually had to stop the bike because I'm like, I'm not in. So I was able to stop it and let it tilt a little more, and then I took off. So that was a second right there. I'm like, dude, that's a second.
I could tell I was slower than my first run, but whatever. It's all good.
It's hard.
It's greasy.
Greasy.
A little greasy.
It's so much more challenging.
Well, here's the thing. You took off. I'm like, because I thought we were gonna go shotgun start.
Oh.
You're like, so now you're right here. And you're like, just
Dude,
with
I
my
was-
head.
I was gonna ride in. I was turning around to just fucking shoot in.
Oh,
And then as I was about to do it, the guy stopped me and put a yellow line, and he's like, "Tire has to be in front of that."
Okay.
So I still rode in, but
Is this Craig? Oh.
What did you feel was the most challenging part of the course?
it's that when you have different surfaces,
You're right.
you're used to a certain, I call it calibrating. I get calibrated to a certain amount of traction and acceleration forces, and that my clock is at a certain momentum. When you go out here, as it devolves and gets greasy, you want to push, and now the back slides, and now the front pushes. and you have to ride the course that you have, not necessarily what your speed ability is.
Sure.
So you have to, again, put your ego aside,
Right.
calm yourself down, and let that shit come to, let the course give me what it's going to give me,
Right.
and not push. Because when I push, I'm sliding, and then you make mistakes, and
Right.
it's not fast. So
Gotcha.
that's the most challenging thing. The patterns themselves, I've done 150 of these things.
Right.
They're not hard, but it's that chess game of what do I have and what can I do with it. That's the important kind of, like the course this morning was grippier.
Right.
We don't get to keep riding it all day. So what do I have
Now.
You figure it out after a few turns. You're like, oh shit. Because you have expectations and they're not met when the tires start to slide.
Hey, Quinn, I don't want to keep you up, but
Hey,
thank
no
you so
worries.
much, man. I really appreciate that.